think you'll like it. My name is Paul Barron. Welcome back into Tech Path. All right, so let's get into a couple of coverages from who thinks Solana is going to moon, besides you guys, of course. And that's VanEck. VanEck has a base bear and bull case on Solana's valuation by 2030. This is data throughput comparisons right there. You can kind of see Solana with Firedancer, obviously Solana, and then ETH, etc., Polygon. And then further into this, there was a couple of highlights right here. Here we go. Base case, bear case, bull case right here. So value per token on the base case, this is all by 2030 right there, and moving it to 335. Remember that Solana was around 240 on its all-time high during the last bull run. So base case 335, a bear case at $10, and then a bull case at $3,200. So I'll just leave it at that for you guys. I think this is such a wide variety. It's just something to look at, you know. But very interesting statement coming from VanEck. Just to give you guys, I don't know what this was, but this is just showing kind of the Ethereum model. All right, also 5 promising dApps on Solana. You have Backpack, Render, Hivemapper, Helium, Star Atlas, handful of others that we'll talk about today. And many of these have been on our show. We've actually had the Star Atlas team on as well as Helium, Hivemapper, all on our show. So we are diving deep on all of those, but this kind of gives you a little bit more in the ecosystem. I want to go over to a tweet here, which breaks out a couple of things. Obviously, the event, which is happening right now between October 30th and November 3rd in Amsterdam, Breakpoint, all starting to roll into. I want to jump over to a clip, and we'll kind of kick this off and get into a little bit more around how Raoul Pal believes institutions will play into all of this. Take a look.
And if you think of institutions, they like things with yields. So ETH has been actually my bigger bet, but I've recently been switching into Solana as my bet.
Can't be mad about that. I don't know when you started recently, but
I started buying Solana in June through till December to average. You throw all the worst news possible, and it's the worst Sam coin, and just the.
I was just going to say the best argument for Solana is it isn't dead.
Yeah, I would agree with that. It isn't dead. Remember, Solana was one of our biggest picks this year, back in January, in terms of the bag. That was when Solana was really on its fall down to around $8. This is just recovering from the FTX problem. We haven't really seen innovation really kick in. But now I think we're going to see a lot more coming this week over at, of course, Breakpoint. Now, one of the biggest innovations within Solana is Firedancer. Let's talk about that. We'll let Raoul Pal tell you about it.
I don't know if have you gone down this Firedancer rabbit hole yet?
I haven't really. I mean, only very superficially.
Tolly's going, yeah, this is the real deal. This is what we should have done in the first place. And I'm like, okay, this is huge. We've got a layer 2 like Polygon are about the same, but less secure than a layer 1. Okay, fine. This is a layer 1 of Solana that does 20x. So they're saying it's fast enough to run the entire securities industry. Testnet end of this year, mainnet by the summer. I'm like, okay, this is happening quick. All I think is use case. Use cases explode.
I love the fact that Raoul Pal has found out about Firedancer. Maybe you watched our video. We did a full breakdown on Firedancer and a full rundown as to really the impact it would have on the Solana ecosystem. He's exactly right. It's going to be a major, major impact on the future of where Solana is going. And remember, transactions rule the day. Let's go into another project, which is Helius. This was one that we talked about last year during Breakpoint. And they are announcing a new thing that is called WebSockets. And it's a big release. It's going to announce during Breakpoint right there. Let me kind of zoom in on that a little bit. You can now stream transactions in the most flexible and low latency way physically possible and add magic to your apps. This is the streaming payments model that, of course, we talked about before. The other one that is interesting is Teleport. Now, Teleport, I was critical of last year at Breakpoint, mainly because I just felt like this is going to be hard to overcome some of the ride-sharing apps that are out there. However, they were beta testing it last year. 1 year later, here we are now, and this is an app in the Apple ecosystem. Now, sure, it's not going to be exploding in terms of number of cities, but the point is, Uber started in very few cities in the beginning. So it is very possible Teleport could be the Web3 ride-hailing app that we might all be using in the next 3 to 5 years. So be on the watch for that one. Here's the app page right there. So not bad. Got all just 1 rating right now, but so kudos to them. All right, another one to talk about. This, of course, is Breakpoint starting today. A couple of things that they point to here, which I thought was interesting. I'm going to play this clip. This is the actual use. And you can kind of see they're going in and integrating the potential here of payment into menus, et cetera, all within Breakpoint. So they're building a lot of opportunities here to showcase not only the tech, but also show how payments are being powered. Venta is the company behind this, but we'll talk about them in a second. So this is another platform within it, and this is a company called Monster, which is a new kind of band or tracking system. Think of this as a ticketing mechanism. And this just shows the device itself, and then you can kind of see here from Venta. Here, I've got a clip that I want to show you of how this works. Look at this. So just that fast to pay, just that fast to be able to integrate in some of these kind of components. And I think this is just more innovation and what can happen within Breakpoint, which is when we really see the devs kind of come out. Another one to be paying attention, we actually did video on this, is Circle, driving financial innovation through the power of Web3. And they are going to be doing a big announcement at Breakpoint. I think payments is really going to separate Solana from the pack. I want to go to this next clip right here, talking about universal pay with USDC. Listen in.
While we believe in Solana, we also wanted users to be able to receive different cryptocurrencies easily on your Solana wallet. In this demo, I'm requesting $10. After I enter my Solana address, a payment request link is created. The generated link looks quite similar to Solana Pay. However, you will be able to receive USDC payments from different networks. I will now copy the links and send it to my friend using a messaging platform of my choice. Since I'm not on the Solana network, I will select the other payment method option. I have some Polygon available and can simply select this as my alternative method. A basic understanding is all I need to send money with Universal Pay. I can check the transaction status at any time to see if the payment was received. The payment has now been received. A Solana Pay reference is used to track the payment. Everything is done on the Solana side. Any business or user can now receive USDC, not only on the Solana network, but also on Polygon and Ethereum.
So what you're seeing here, I think, is really history in the making, in the sense that we are seeing a potential shift here of how to move cross-border payments and what this might mean for anyone, and the future of where payments truly will have almost that instantaneous component. If you look at Decaf, they're talking about wanting to cash out USDC in Amsterdam. Now they've got locations there where you can actually do it. This was an individual going right from USDC directly into euros. So there's an opportunity right there that I think, again, a lot of people get left out of these financial systems globally. And I think these are one of the things that help bridge the gap there on that. Other things that are happening, I want to go to a clip here on TipLink. This is another one to watch out for. Listen in. All right, so loyalty is one of the things we talk about a lot here on the channel in terms of adoption. These are the kind of technologies that I think that will start to kind of cross that gap of where loyalty in retail orientation is going to become more and more NFT integrated, and the ability for brands to truly understand how to make that work, gamify it, create that loyalty mechanism, which is one of the biggest things around retail that is missing today that Web3 solves. I want to go to another clip here. This is Raoul Pal talking a little bit more on NFTs. Listen in.
But out of the ashes rises the phoenix. We all start making a bit of money again. We all go out and buy the Rolex watch and the NFTs. And before you know it, we're all bidding up CryptoPunks again because we're feeling rich and we want to show off. And somebody's going to make a fortune out of choosing the right ones.
I almost pulled the trigger like 10 times, but this was the first time when I said, oh, it's going up.
This is exactly the moment the crypto market went through in November, October last year. They cracked the NFT compression, which means that they can mint 1 million NFTs for $100. Finance will go for the cheapest place and the fastest place, and it will not be Onyx. That's the one that takes it to the 100 trillion, because that's where it's total fungibility with the financial markets.
Do you think that these institutions are taking a small bet that this could be the thing, or do you think that they're betting that this will be the thing?
So I know all of these people. I know them personally. They all know it's everything.
Institutions, they're starting to understand where this technology is going. I don't think most of business has really understood it yet. And this is the typical cycle in what happens in early adoption and early innovation. We see this all the time. And in fact, the difference is that guys like you and me, people like you and me, are getting a chance to see this in the front end. And if you are a little bit of an innovator and a risk taker, it's likely that you're going to be right at the forefront of all this kind of innovation. All right, so another one was this drop, which was Backpack, which is part of the groups that we showed earlier in the show on VanEck, just some of the projects out there. But this is a wallet that, of course, has dropped. Remember, this is part of Mad Lads, which is the largest community on Sol. So another opportunity there for wallets as well. All right, so let's get into another one. I want to get into this video here. This is a clip on the Phantom Camera Mint. Look at this.
Something. What's the second step? There is no second.
This is going to get huge because this is obviously going to explode NFTs minted on Sol. Another thing to look at here is Claynosaurz, obviously doing their big. We had the Claynosaurz teams on. We're going to drop a video for you guys. But if you just look at Claynosaurz, just over a short period of time right here, already starting to move up. And I think obviously, if you're collecting Claynosaurz, good for you guys. You're on the front end of all this. Let's go into another couple of points I want to hit on here. This was a tweet from Claynosaurz, and this is just as a reminder. You'll be able to go in and live stream the Twitch and Twitter to share the experience. They're doing the whole video release as well, kind of their trailer, which is really cool. I will give you that much. We've had a chance to see it. It's a pretty cool thing. You guys don't want to miss that, so make sure and check it out. Let's go over to a clip here from Raoul. Kind of ended up here with Raoul Pal. And he's talking a little bit more about ticketing. And we've talked about ticketing before on the show many times, and the opportunity here. Listen in.
But also tickets, all ticketing. When you're issuing tickets like that, it's cheaper than paper tickets.
Yep.
It's cheaper literally than printing the damn things out. That enables a lot of use cases we've never done before.
That's I would say the bare minimum, the functional aspect, but I think it's the theory, the gameplay behind ticketing and what that might mean. And it's interesting because this was a tweet from Sandy Carter over from Unstoppable. She's been on the show as well. Check out this recent Forbes article on from COO Sandy Carter. She's describing basically Taylor Swift's using a Web3 principle. And mainly this is all talking about the event that Taylor did. And if you guys didn't check this, which was, I'm sure you've seen this, but anyway, going direct to the distribution, which was through AMC. Want to know why? Well, there's about 200 million reasons why, and that's what we're talking about, moving markets. Now, the interesting thing is the direct-to-consumer component. This is all Web3 strategies, Web3 principles, which is what Sandy was talking about. And when you put Taylor in behind that, then you understand what the power is. Now, sure, it's easy for someone that is a mega super galaxy star like Taylor Swift to go to this level. But how will this apply into creators of all walks? And I think that's the unique thing around Web3 that many people still do not get today. And it's one of the things that is going to break, I think, the future of the internet for sure. Another one I go to, of course, is we have to always touch on Jim Cramer. Remember, Jim Cramer talked about Solana after Breakpoint last year. Listen in.
I think that crypto, I sold all my crypto. I announced everything on TV, what I did with crypto. But I would not touch crypto in a million years. And I think that everybody who owns these various coins, Solana, I do think you're an idiot. These people who own these things should not own them. They should know them. These are worse than even the worst NASDAQ stocks.
Yeah.
And yet, there we are. We've got them up there. Solana. I don't know. How about Selena?
All right, guys, that's why you come here to PBN, because we understand what the future of finance is. We understand what the future of technology is. And of course, if you did invest in Solana at $8 when Cramer was talking about Selena, then you have basically almost 4x'd. So that's the difference between old school thinking and new school thinking. One last thing on Solana, though, before I leave. Let's just take a look at the chart here. First of all, up 18% on the week. And right there, market cap, 14 bill. Look who else is up there in front of Solana right now. Solana about to potentially could flip an XRP. Now, I know that's a lot to go. You're talking about doubling up. But look at the volume here, right here between $1 billion and $1.4 billion. This is within reach that Solana could be the #1 token behind Ethereum. This is how big. And remember, innovation has just begun for all this. All right. One of the things you have to do is jump into the Diamond Circle. It's the easiest place to get additional content, more data, more analysis, more TA, all of that free. All you have to do is hit the link down below. If you guys want to catch me out there on X, it's at Paul Barron. We'll catch you next time right here on TechPath.